some of your SmackDown hot takes. We got Mama There Go That Man says, I think Trick should start closing the show. And Nike Fan 02 says, Trick Williams has the potential to be the face of the company if booked right after Roman Reigns retires. He should definitely be the face of SmackDown, in my opinion. Like, I am way more invested in a Trick Williams segment than I am a Cody Rhodes segment or an anybody segment. Trick Williams right now is like such a breath of fresh air. And I'm not gonna lie, I even enjoyed the gingerbread man stuff, and I would have much rather had a gingerbread funeral than anything else I saw last night on SmackDown, because it was such a laborious show. I want to give Trick Williams the microphone in the beginning of the show, middle of the show, at the end of the show, because that guy is money. But what he really needs now is a proper feud coming off the Sami Zayn feud. And that's my problem last night. We pulled the trigger way too soon with Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams could have been an awesome feud leading into SummerSlam for the US title, but they just gave it away for free. They had a great feud back in NXT, and I understand not all feuds translate to the main roster, but I think they could have tried. I really think they could have tried. But thus far, they've already given us Trick and Carmelo twice. One time it was a triple threat with Sami Zayn during the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, and now they just straight up gave us a Trick Williams pinfall on Carmelo Hayes. Now, Trick shouldn't have lost last night, but like, I don't think those two should have fought at all, or Ricky Saints should have like caused a double DQ because he was mad at both of them. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes last night shouldn't have happened. Triple H usually prolongs every single storyline possible, and yet we're shotgunning Carmelo and Trick Williams? I don't understand. Wasted opportunity for a US title feud, but don't waste your opportunity to win this US title. You see, I am going to give away this title at 30,000 subscribers, and you can win it. All you got to do to win is comment below and subscribe to the channel, and you can win this belt right here. It's not a toy, and this one hurts because it's pointy. The US title is pointy, and it really hurts. All right, let's do some more hot takes. We got Yashin says, all the matches ending with interferences, and the Tiffany Stratton match ended horribly. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton, that was like, such a weak roll-up. They needed to call an audible. Tiffany fought Lash Legend. They did not have good chemistry. One more reason to bring back house shows, but like, she rolled her up, and it looked bad. It looked bad. I understand that everybody makes mistakes, but you're also a professional. Just kick out and call an audible and do it again, because it did not look good at all. And I'm a big Lash Legend fan, so I'm not like, oh, she sucks, but I am just saying that ending sucked. Tiffany Stratton is the veteran in the match. She should have said kick out, let's replay it and do it again. And on top of that, you are right. Every single match ended in some kind of interference. How does that even happen? How does the writers allow that to happen? How do the bookers, are they not talking to each other? Like, I don't get it. What is going on here? Literally just put a prompt in ChatGPT and say only one match can have an interference. That's all you gotta do. BRKN Trident says, I loved the Melo and Trick match. I've heard talk about Trick not being good in the ring. Tonight I saw Trick as a ring general. The crowd was in the favor of Trick Williams, but he put some rest holds in and got the crowd onto Melo's side. I'm paraphrasing here. But yeah, you know what? I've heard things about Trick Williams not being good in the ring either, and I just don't see it. I don't think he is like a Will Ospreay or a Bret the Hitman Hart, but he's kind of like a The Rock. And I'm not even talking about his personality or his promos. The Rock, was good enough in the ring. And I don't even say that as an insult. Good enough is good enough. I don't ever really remember any Rock matches other than his SummerSlam ladder match against Triple H, WrestleMania 18 match against Hulk Hogan, and he had an Iron Man match one time where Biker Undertaker was revealed. Out of those three matches, only one of those matches was because of the quality of the match itself. I remember the Iron Man match because of Undertaker's debut. I remember Hogan and Rock because of just the spectacle of it all. So in Rock's illustrious career, I really only remember one. No, I take it back. I remember when he won his first championship at Survivor Series Deadly Games, but again, that was because of his heel turn. And yet, The Rock is one of the all-time greats. Trick Williams is not bad at all, in my opinion. Kid Wilk says, Nick Aldis is the worst GM ever. There were 2 scheduled matches, and he couldn't find time for Sami Zayn, yet the entire show was filled with impromptu matches. You're right, because Sami Zayn was like, why can't I get on the show? He's going to Nick and say this, why can't I get on the show? And Nick's like, hey, TV time, it's very, it's limited. It's limited. It's valuable. So he was saying that, I got nothing for you, Sami, but you're right. All these matches were impromptu. If Cody Rhodes hadn't come out and said, I want Sami Zayn in the main event match, what was going to be in place of that main event match? What was going to be there? So I know this is all kayfabe, but the devil's in the details. If you want a good story, a good TV show, then you have to make it make sense. TTJC says, I'm excited to see what happens this Saturday and the fallout. So Saturday's main event, I'm happy you're happy. I am not, though, because I just feel like the build to Saturday has not been good. The build to Clash in Italy, though, that I'm excited for. Errol Noir says, I think they waste too much time recapping Raw segments, especially when Raw doesn't return the favor. Honestly, this is why I want to go down to 2 hours. Nobody's going to get TV time. Look how bad it is right now. Imagine if we go to 2 hours. They don't use 3 hours to spotlight talent. They just don't. They do things like show Raw promos and packages because they're just killing time. In fact, it's so bad now, they will hype up a Raw promo later in the show. They're literally saying, stay tuned so we can later show you what happened on Raw. Give me 2 hours any day of the week. Heck, give me 90 minutes. Jimbo Slice says, SmackDown needs a hot angle. I feel like we're just going through the motions here. And you know what's crazy about that? There will be people, a large portion of the WWE universe that will justify it, say, what'd you expect? After WrestleMania, it's always slow. I cannot think of any other industry where it's okay, where your fans will literally say, you should expect crap for the next 3 months and then eat it and enjoy it. Oh, it's the after WrestleMania lull. How is that an excuse to just produce bad TV? WrestleCash says, the commentary on both shows has just gone down so bad. This is all, it seems like almost everything is very negative. And the problem, and I do understand that, and I don't want to be a negative channel, but the thing is, WWE isn't giving us much to latch on to. If you're not going to give us multiple good segments, then it's like, it just makes every single glaring mistake or lame segment even more. And I'm very forgiving. When the whole internet was like crashing out on the gingerbread man, I was like, I kind of like it, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I kind of like it. So it's like, give us something though. Oh, here you go. Deep Ed says, some feuds don't translate well in the main roster, with Trick and Melo being one of them. Like, why not though? Why not? Like, why do you think that doesn't translate to the main roster? They haven't even tried. Like, give me a reason. The Final Wagon says, Sami Zayn has the worst figure 4 lock I've ever seen in my life. Go check out The Miz trying to do a figure 4. That you might change your opinion. It's OTW says, my boy Melo is cool as a babyface, but they gotta turn bro heel. He just works better for him that way. Also, give him back the barbershop. I agree. Give him back the barbershop. I also agree he's probably a better heel, but I am kind of sort of enjoying him as a babyface right now. And be that as it may, since he is a babyface, I would say let's play it out just a little longer. I think last night's promo was his best babyface promo yet. So I kind of want to see if he can build off that momentum. But I understand. Usually I'm a turn him heel kind of guy. Killer Wolf says, just because Rhea and Charlotte have a match tonight doesn't mean they had to win on SmackDown. Fatal Influence should have won. Yeah, I absolutely agree there. Like, there was all the excuses in the world to let Fatal Influence win. Charlotte and Rhea, they were kind of at each other's throat to the point that Rhea one time tapped her on the head to get a tag in. That's very disrespectful. And the story being told is, can they get along for tomorrow? So if they lost tonight, that would show, no, they can't get along for tomorrow, Saturday's main event, which is tonight. And the baddies attacked instantly after. So, like, we could have just had the baddies attack right there. We already had the interference spot with JC Jane, so instead of JC doing the interference, let's just have the baddies do the interference. One more interference and a night of interference isn't gonna, like, make that big of a deal at this point, but it's like there's so many reasons for Fatal Influence to win, including the fact that they're new and could use the win. Rainy Day Studio says, made me think Tama was cool for like 5 seconds. Super hype, then they killed it shortly after. Yeah, because like, it looked like Tama was about to stop Solo from doing the Samoan spike, but then he just joins in. And what I really didn't understand was, all right, fine, Tama Tonga, he's like reconfirming that he's all in on the MFTs. He goes to Solo later. He says, Solo, you need to go beat Damian Priest now because Damian helped Shinsuke, and you need to do it alone. You need to show them that we mean business. And then Solo went out against Damian Priest, and then Tama Tonga and Tama Tonga cheated, interfered, so Solo could win. So what was that speech? Kev WWE says, I like the main event between Cody and Sami. Not surprised Gunther got involved. Yeah, it was just like, we were just kind of looking at our watch, waiting for when Gunther was going to get involved. It was like, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was very predictable. Comment of Doom says, I know there's a lot of new faces right now, but overall, I'm tired of seeing certain people. I don't even dislike them, just sometime needed away from them. Okay, so yeah, like, I can't miss you if you don't go away. And when I say that, I don't mean go away for 3 months, come back for 3 months, go away for 3 months. That's one of the conundrums of the modern day wrestler. Back in the day, you hit 40, you were pretty much done. But in today's WWE, you hit 40, you're just entering the main event scene. It's good though for the actual human being because now they're taking better care of their bodies, they're not just heavily into drugs, all these things, which allows them to prolong their career. The problem is we end up seeing certain people for like 20 years, and so eventually we just get bored of them. We don't stop liking them, we even cheer them, but at the end of the day, it just brings down the energy because we've seen them for the last 10 to 15 years. Stone Cold Steve Austin was in WWE for like, what, 5 years tops? Rock, he wasn't in very long either. They were in and out. Reminds me of that episode of Simpsons where Itchy and Scratchy, the ratings were down, so they did a test audience and the kids were laughing. The kids were like, we still love Itchy and Scratchy. It's just we've seen it over and over again. And that is the problem. And I don't know how to fix it. I'm not saying, well, retire everybody above 40, but that is an issue that WWE has to be able to navigate. The Raw Ven says, the last 3 years of SmackDown has really been built around Solo. They put him in multiple segments every single week. They did the same with Priest for a while. It's horrible. Nobody cares. Solo isn't the guy to lead any show. Well, I mean, you make a valid point, but I am going to push back a little bit. I think Solo could be the guy to lead a show. I just think that they need to flip him. He needs to turn babyface. Solo has so much charisma, but he doesn't get to really showcase it because he has to be this big old tough guy, you know? So, like, flip him. You are right, though. At the end of the day, he's been like this for 3 years, and it's not really working. It's keeping him at a certain level that he can never break out of, so we need to change things up. It kind of goes back to what I was just saying. We've seen this act for so long, we're kind of done with it. We don't hate Solo Sikoa. We enjoy Solo Sikoa, but we're kind of bored with Solo Sikoa. So let's do something different. All right, boys. All right, girls. Those are your SmackDown hot takes. See you tonight for our Saturday night's main event. Live streaming it. See you. Bye.